If you're aiming to manage your money the way the top 1% do, let me break down the 60-30-10 system for you. By following this framework consistently, you'll set yourself up to build real wealth and potentially reach incredible financial milestones. And hey, if you do end up making it big, please remember to invite me aboard your mega yacht one day. I'll happily let you handle the sushi bill, but don't worry. The tip will be on me. Why the 50-30-20 rule is outdated. Before we dive into the 60-30-10 breakdown, let's revisit its predecessor, the classic 50-30-20 rule. This guideline has long been the go-to in personal finance. It suggested that you should allocate 50% of your income to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings and investments. The problem? As of 2025, that system just doesn't hold up anymore. Inflation over the past several years has made it nearly impossible for most people to keep their needs under 50%. Costs of living have surged everywhere. Even fast casual food, something that used to be cheap, is now considered a luxury for many. Nearly 80% of Americans say fast food feels expensive, and prices at places like McDonald's have jumped dramatically since 2014. Think about it. A quarter-pounder meal that used to be $5 can now cost close to $12. If you're earning $15 to $20 an hour, your essential expenses can easily swallow more than half your paycheck. And if you live somewhere with high housing costs, say San Francisco, where a modest studio averages $2,183 per month, your needs could easily top $3,000 monthly when you add utilities, groceries, and transportation. For the 50-30-20 rule to work, you'd need to be making at least $100,000 a year before taxes, just to keep needs under that 50% cap. That's why I believe the old rule is broken and why we need to embrace a new system, the 60-30-10 rule. The 60, covering your needs. With this updated framework, 60% of your after-tax income goes toward needs. And I want to emphasize, this is based on after-tax income, not gross, because what matters most is what you actually take home. Needs include the essentials you require to live day to day: housing and utilities, rent or mortgage, plus basic utilities like electricity and water. Groceries, cooking at home counts as a need. Eating out? That's a want, which we'll get into next. Healthcare, insurance, and medical expenses. Your health is non-negotiable. Without it, your finances don't matter. Transportation, whether it's a car or public transit, it should fit within reason. No luxury vehicles unless they truly fit your budget. Debt minimums, at least the minimum payments on credit cards or loans, since missing these can damage your credit score, which affects your long-term financial life. Remember, the 60% rule is a guideline. If you can keep your needs under 60%, fantastic. Just don't shift the leftover into wants. That extra cushion is better directed into savings or investments. The 30, enjoying your wants. Next comes the 30% for wants. This is where you can add in life's extras: restaurants, takeout, and coffee shops, vacations, travel, and entertainment, streaming services and subscriptions, shopping for clothes, tech, or other non-essentials, gym memberships, or hobbies. Now, some people argue clothing is a need. Sure, basic essentials like socks or a jacket are, but constant shopping and upgrading your wardrobe? That's a want. The general rule here: if you can live without it, it goes in the wants category. And don't feel guilty about spending here. 30% is still a healthy amount to enjoy life. The key is being intentional so your spending brings value, not waste. The 10, savings and investments. Finally, we have 10% for saving and investing. Yes, this is lower than the 20% from the old 50-30-20 guideline, but it's still powerful. Here's why. Even if you consistently save and invest just 10% of your income, you can still build real wealth over time. For example, imagine a 25-year-old earning $50,000 annually, about $40,000 after taxes. If they consistently invest 10% of their income until age 67, with an average 8% return, they could retire with over $1.3 million. That's far beyond the $900,000 they'd need to retire comfortably, based on a 4% withdrawal rate and annual expenses of around $36,000. So yes, 10% is more than enough to secure your future, especially since the average American saves less than 4%. As your income grows, you can bump this 10% higher without increasing your lifestyle costs. That's how wealth truly compounds. Habits of the wealthy. The wealthy follow these rules, but they also have smart habits. They don't overspend. They might buy pre-owned cars, look for deals on travel, and skip first class even if they could afford it. They hold on to their devices and gadgets until they're outdated, instead of upgrading with every new release. They understand that high income does not equal high wealth. What matters is how much you keep and invest, not how much you earn. A millionaire who spends nearly everything is worse off than someone making $100,000 but saving and investing wisely. Where to invest your 10%? If you're saving consistently, here's how to put that money to work. 1. Tax-advantaged accounts first. In the US, that means Roth IRA or 401k. In other countries, there are equivalents. These accounts let your money grow tax-free or tax-deferred. If you earn too much for a Roth IRA, consider the backdoor Roth IRA strategy. 2. Low-cost diversified index funds. Instead of trying to beat the market, invest in it. S&P 500 index funds, owning a slice of the 500 biggest U.S. companies. Total stock market funds, VTI, VTSAX, for broader coverage. As you age, mix in more bonds or fixed income to balance risk. The 60-30-10 rule adapts to the reality of today's higher costs while still giving you a path to build wealth. It's flexible, achievable, and scalable as your income grows. If you want to push into the top 1%, the secret isn't just about earning more. It's about keeping your lifestyle steady and investing the difference. Now that you know how to structure your budget, the next step is understanding affordability rules for big purchases like cars and homes.